Do you want to know how to get your child to talk about school? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principles self-government. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to get them to open up. So in this video, we're going to talk about why the children sometimes don't open up to us. What is it that they are trying to protect? And why do they feel like they can't trust us to have these conversations? What we can do to increase that trust, and how to help them feel like it's safe to open up and to discuss what's going on at school. There are many reasons why children don't talk about what's happening at school. Sometimes they don't want their parents to know that they're struggling. They don't want the extra pressure. Maybe the child is a perfectionist and is already giving themselves a lot of pressure about their academics, and they're just not succeeding. Maybe the child is struggling with their social, and they don't want to let their parents know that they've maybe misbehaved socially. Sometimes when one person treats you in a way socially, you fight back, and then you didn't handle it right either, but you don't really want to have the conversations. Those types of conversations require a lot of honesty. Now, when a child does not want to talk about something, that's called omission. When they are omitting something, that is a type of dishonesty. So you can either tell something that's not true, and that's a lie, or you can omit something. So not tell something that someone probably should know, that's also a lie. So technically the children are being dishonest. Probably the most common reason that a child doesn't want to talk about what's going on at school is just because they have to recall all of it. They have to think about it. It takes time. They've got to go back in their head, and they maybe don't even fully remember. Maybe they go throughout their day, some of their school stuff, they don't even care. They don't even pay attention. And if you're not paying attention and then somebody says, "So, what did you pay attention to today?" They're like, "Oh no, I don't know." It can feel stressful to be put on the spot like that. They might go to midbrain, which is that stress part of the brain, and then they really can't think about it. And they don't want to be seen as somebody who's not caring about school or paying attention to school, even though they just spent their whole day there. But maybe they weren't. This happens to people at school all the time. Some days our brains just aren't in it. So maybe what you need to do if you're going to have conversations about school with your child is explain that you don't really have expectations, because they probably think that you have expectations socially, academically, personally, so they could be afraid of letting you down. I would have a conversation with them that went something like this. I've noticed that every time I bring up school or what's going on with school, that you don't really have a lot to say, or maybe you don't even want to talk about it. And I understand that sometimes you're at school and you just zone off and you don't even know what happened, or maybe there wasn't much that did happen at school that day. It was like, well, I did a worksheet. I do that every day. Or I sat in my math class. We learned about fractions or something, and we do that every day. And I don't feel like that really gives me much to report on. Or maybe what happened was something that was social and that caught your attention. There's a lot of different reasons why people feel like there's not a lot to report on with their school day. And I recognize that. I'm okay with that. If you've just had one of those days where there's not a ton to remember, you can tell me that. But I want you to know why I ask. I'm not asking about your school because I want to micromanage your school and because I want to make sure you're a straight A student so that I look good. I'm asking about your school because I care about you and because I've been away from you for so long, and that's what you've been doing. And it's one of the ways I try to start a conversation. I want to know what to care about, what to pray for, what you're working on and concerned about, so that I can be here for you. I want to be a support. I don't want to be a nag. If you have that type of a conversation with your child, they might actually put you to the test and see if you can really take the truth that they give you about some of the struggles they're having, And I hope that when they give you those answers about the struggles that they're having, that you might say something like, "I'm really glad you told me that. That could happen to anybody. Let's see if we can figure out a plan for how you can solve it." Or, "Do you already have a plan? What are you doing to work on that problem right now? Is there a way that I can support you? Can I help you in any way? Are you okay taking a fail, or do you want to improve?" Maybe don't take it personal. The way that your child does academically in school is not necessarily a representation of your support to that child's academics. Now, I know that we all want our children to succeed. It's something that weighs heavy on a parent's heart, because when they see their children not doing well academically, they think, "Oh no, could this hurt their chances of getting into a good college?" Or maybe even hurt their chances of doing well in a job, or maybe even socially. It can cause some concern. I want to tell you something. I homeschooled 4 of my children all the way up, and they're highly successful, have gone to university, have graduated, have amazing careers, they're wonderful people and parents, and they never got a grade, ever. So it's really more important that we help the child develop properly than they succeed academically, because their overall success as a person is really what's going to make or break them academically and in the employment fields. So that's about academics, but what about the social? Are you worried about the social with your child? Are they struggling socially? Do they not have friends? Do you have concerns about that? Well, the more you bring that up, the more it's probably going to be a concern. I know that every parent does not want to be that parent that missed a big sign that there was a social problem going on, that their child was being bullied or something like that, and they don't want that child to hide that inside. Probably one of the best things that you can do is have a little heart-to-heart with your child and say, "I don't want to nag you about all your social stuff, and I don't want to pry into your life, because I know that probably you're going to handle a lot of your social problems all on your own. I'll never know about it. You'll learn and grow, and it'll actually be a good experience for you. But I also know that there's some hard things. And if there's ever a hard social thing, something you don't know how to handle on your own, or maybe you tried to handle it and it went wrong, please know that I'm never going to judge you for something you've done with your behaviors or with your friends or anything. Girls, boys, doesn't matter. I'm here for you. And occasionally I might just ask you, "Hey, how's everything going with your friends?" When I ask that, what I really want you to do is tell me a story of something fun so that I can smile with you. I'm not wanting to hear your problems or nag you. If you tell those things to your children, they're more likely to open up. Sometimes you just have to get rid of the elephant in the room. They don't want to disappoint you anymore. This channel, the Teaching Self-Government channel, is all about family relationships. It's called Teaching Self-Government because it's about how you govern yourself and about how you teach your children to govern themselves too. There's so many different skills and principles that I talk about on this channel, and I highly recommend looking at other videos on the channel so that you can find some other things that might help you and benefit you in your relationship. But I just want you to know that the whole channel is all about who you are as a family, strengthening your family and your bonds so that that family is a refuge in this storm of life for you and for your children. Thanks for joining me.